Today I'm going to be showing you how to make little tiny rivets that you can use to detail your models. The first thing you're going to need is the very minimal investment of a set of Dremel drill bits. These are less than $10, hardware stores, Walmart. The next thing you'll need is a dowel rod, and this is a 1/3 inch dowel, I believe. I cut them to about 3 inches long. It's a nice, manageable size. So what you'll need to do now, a caveat here: you're not going to be able to use the entire pack. The first 3 bits are the only ones that I've really had good success with this method. But those 3 bits will make punches that make very adequate rivets that you can use that look perfectly in scale in 1/35 armor models. So you take your drill bit and chuck it into the drill, your Dremel. Leave only about 1/4 inch inside the chuck. So be careful. Don't do this if you're accident prone, but then and this is pre-drilled, so make a pilot hole by poking it with an awl, or if you don't have an awl, use a thumbtack. Make a pilot hole and then drill this out. Drill it out all the way, there we are, up to the chuck. Now, what you'll do next is unchuck the drill bit. And I'm not going to go to all that trouble, but I'm going to use another one. Unchuck the drill bit, dip it in some epoxy, and run it into this hole. And when that dries, you've got it's a little bit crooked, as you can see. It's not perfect, but that's okay. When the epoxy dries, you'll have a perfect little punch. You'll need a piece of leather. Now I've heard of, I didn't invent this, I've heard about this from other people. I've heard of people using pink erasers as a backing. None of the rubber items I had worked. I just wound up embedding the rivet in them. This little pad of leather didn't take up very much space and works quite well. And then you're going to take some aluminum foil. Now this isn't regular aluminum foil. What I did was I went to the dollar store and got one of those disposable aluminum roaster pans. Probably the glare is hideous, I apologize. And I cut the wrinkled outside edge off and kept the bottom. Got quite a bit of aluminum there. It's a little aluminum sheet. Now I like to snip pieces off of it, just so I'm not dealing with a big floppy aluminum sheet all the time. Place the aluminum on the leather pad, and then you take your punch. And I labeled all these. This is the 1/32 punch. And just punch away. Hopefully you can see that little constellation of tiny little rivets. And okay, hopefully that's in focus. That's about the size of, it's just slightly bigger than the end of the toothpick. So, what you can do with these, I have here the cockpit of the reissued Colonial Viper kit from Battlestar Galactica. Now, I started detailing it because I didn't want to buy the resin kit. Started detailing it by adding little tchotchkes and additional computer equipment, navigation equipment. And I painted it. I didn't like the paint and decided to repaint it. But before I repainted it, I decided to add some more details. I used all three sizes of disc, and you will find that the discs have a concave side, a hollow side, and a slightly domed side. I have to use an optivisor when I'm working with them. Make sure you put down the for this I put the concave side against the model, so the raised side is up, the slightly domed side is up, to make it appear like an actual button. And they're all over inside there, and they're quite visible because at the moment they're silver. Some more over there. It's quite a busy little cockpit now. And the best way to glue these in, or to glue them onto the model, I've got a Stewart here that I'm working on, and the hull is riveted together. You can see that in the pictures. In the process of working on it, I've obliterated some of the molded rivets. So I've been using this method to replace some of them. The best way to glue these on is with matte varnish. This is Vallejo. You can use whatever brand you've got. So I decant a drop of varnish on something. I'm not going to actually do it because I already did this. You get the picture. Dip a toothpick in it and wipe it on the area where you're going to be applying the rivets. And it'll stay bluish white for a little while. As long as it does, you're good. I didn't have to dilute it. The toothpick is moist, and it's very easy to pick these up. So you just touch it, and they pick right up. And then you can stick them on, stick them on, arrange them any way you want to. And then when it dries, these are, so I'm scuffling them. They're just stuck down with this Vallejo matte varnish. And you can't get them off. I probably could with a hammer or something, but they're on there pretty well. So, as there are commercial circle cutters available. They're quite an investment. I wouldn't mind having one of those, but in the meantime, if I just want to quickly pop out some circles, got no problem at all using this little device here. Doesn't take up very much space, only costs about $10, and it was fun to make. So, thanks for watching Phil's Workroom. Have a great day.